When I first heard the alarm, I was sitting actually by the window we had to jump out of. And the alarm went off, and I ran into my son's room because it scared him. And I swiped a towel at it because we had so many false alarms prior that I didn't think anything of it. And when I went and peeked out the door just blew open and threw me on my butt, and I knew I could just see fire engulfing the whole top of that balcony. And I just kicked the door shut, locked it, and I took off. I took off, grabbed the 2-year-old, grabbed the 10-year-old. I just kicked the window with my foot, and it didn't quite get it out all the way, so then I used my hand wrapped with something around it to punch through the rest of it. And my wife just kind of looked at me and she said, you know, you're gonna have to catch him. And I said, I will absolutely catch him, and I will catch you. So I jumped. I had no choice. As soon as I jumped, it sounded like somebody clapped their hands together, and I knew I did something bad to my leg. But I just stood back up and I turned around and I just screamed, drop him. And she dropped the 2-year-old. I caught him perfectly. And I turned around, I set him in the snow. I looked at my 10-year-old. I said, buddy, you gotta jump, and you gotta kind of jump outwards. And when he came down, I just kind of grabbed him, and like we kind of fell to the ground together in the air. Like I just caught him, and we just fell backwards. He was, you know, he was good. He got right up, and I just was screaming at my wife. I just kind of moved in, and we just collapsed to the ground, both of us at the same time, and that was it. I dragged her away from the building. I got her up against the fence. Yeah, this is a fire. We just jumped out of the 3rd floor window. Katie, being pregnant, jumped out. She dropped. My only thought was getting my family out, and my wife being as, you know, being as pregnant as she was, my other thought was getting her to the ground as safe as possible. How fast it engulfed everything just was so unbelievable. They came in and told me that because Providence had no burn unit, that we would have to jet med her to Seattle. Then they did a ultrasound. They just said, you know, the baby right now seems to be stressed out, and putting her, you know, putting her and mama on the plane could be dangerous. And we would really like to do an emergency C-section and get her in the NICU here. That's one of the areas that she struggles with, is not, you know, not having a chance to hold her baby.
You're such a fighter. You're such a trooper, baby girl.
You know, it was 26 weeks, yeah, 26 weeks, and so, you know, I knew it was going to be a struggle. I knew it was going to be a fight, but I just put my trust in, put my trust in the doctors and in God, and just prayed that everything was going to work out correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, very angry. Obviously, have a lot of anger towards the situation, but then, you know, I try not to think of that negative stuff. I try to keep the silver linings and keep, you know, the positive things that have come out of it, and that's, you know, my baby girl.
Open that eye for Dada. Baby.
You know, I'm just trying to do what's right for the boys, and what's right for my wife, and what's right for the newborn baby. I just want everything to get better.
Go see that. That's a big boy.
For the first, you know, 4 or 5 nights, I would wake up and I could smell that smoke in my nose. And it was like there was just a panic of, you know, where are the boys? Where do I need to be? Should I be somewhere else? I struggle every night, and I struggled every night in the hospital on the what ifs, on what could I have done different? Could I, you know, should I have made her go first? Anything. I mean, could we have done anything different? And I've started to accept that my family's alive. We're all alive, and we have a long road ahead of us, but we're here.